a small village in southern Nigeria. There lived a couple named Tana and Ando. They had been married for over 10 years but had no children. This brought them much sorrow, as having a child was highly valued in their community. Despite their best efforts and countless prayers, they remained childless. The whispers and pitying looks from their neighbors were unbearable. Tana and Ando tried every remedy, consulted every doctor, and prayed fervently at every shrine, but nothing worked. Their longing for a child consumed them, turning their once happy marriage into a daily reminder of what they lacked. One evening, after another tearful discussion, Tana suggested that they visit a renowned witch doctor named Otese. Ando hesitated, fearing the dark arts, but seeing no other option, she agreed. The journey to Otise's hut was long and airy. His home was deep in the forest, surrounded by tall trees and strange sounds. When they arrived, they were greeted by an old man with piercing eyes and a mysterious aura. Otese listened to their plight and agreed to help, but warned them that all magic comes with a price. Desperate and willing to do anything, Tana and Ando accepted Otise's help without questioning the cost. Otise performed a ritual, chanting ancient spells and burning strange herbs. He then handed them a small, intricately carved wooden door, instructing them to place it under their bed and sleep. That night, they followed Otise's instructions. The next morning, Ando felt different. Weeks later, she discovered she was pregnant. Overjoyed, they turned to the village, sharing their miracle with everyone. 9 months later, Ando gave birth to a beautiful baby girl whom they named NGUEMO, meaning gift from God. At first, NGUEMO seemed like a normal child. However, as she grew, strange things began to happen. She would speak in an unknown language. Objects moved on their own, and she often disappeared for hours, only to reappear with no explanation. Tana and Ando were puzzled and frightened, but dismissed it as childhood oddities. As NGUEMO entered her teenage years, her behavior became more erratic and violent. She would have terrifying outbursts, smashing objects and screaming at invisible entities. One night, she stood in the middle of the village square, eyes glowing red, chanting in a deep, guttural voice. The villagers were horrified and demanded answers from Tana and Ando. Terrified by their daughter and their own safety, Tana and Ando decided to seek help again. They returned to Otese, who revealed the truth. The child was not a normal human. She was a spirit he summoned to inhabit the doll, and now she has fully taken over. Otese explained that the only way to save NGUEMO was to perform a dangerous exorcism. The night of the exorcism was dark and stormy. Otese began the ritual, drawing protective symbols and chanting powerful spells. NGUEMO squealed and thrashed as the spirit fought to remain in control. The air was thick with tension and fear. Tana and Ando held onto each other, praying for their daughter's salvation. The exorcism reached its climax as NGUEMO's body convulsed violently. Otese called upon ancient spirits to aid him, and a blinding light filled the room. NGUEMO let out a final blood-curdling scream before collapsing. The room felt silent, and Otese declared the spirit banished. NGUEMO lay still, breathing softly. NGUEMO slowly recovered, her once wild and haunted eyes now calm and gentle. Tana and Ando were relieved, but the ordeal had left them scarce. The villagers, though wary, began to accept them back into the community. Otessa warned them to be cautious, as dark forces might still seek revenge. One evening, NGUEMO shared a disturbing dream she had. She spoke of a shadowy figure watching from the forest, whispering promises of power and revenge. Tana and Ando knew they had to protect their family and community from the lingering darkness. Determined to safeguard the village, Tana, Ando, and NGUEMO sought the guidance of a wise elder, Shima, known for her deep knowledge of ancient protective magic. Shima taught them how to ward off evil spirits and protect their home. They performed these rituals regularly, ensuring their safety. Despite their efforts, strange occurrences began to plague the village. Livestock went missing, crops withered overnight, and villagers reported hearing eerie whispers in the dead of night. Fear spread throughout Kakakbo like wildfire, and suspicions fell once again on Tana and Ando's family. One night, as Tana and Ando were discussing their next steps, a loud crash came from NGUEMO's room. They rushed in to find her levitating above her bed, eyes glowing and speaking in an otherworldly voices. The spirit had returned, and it was angrier than ever. Otisse's voice echoed through the room, mocking them for their foolishness in thinking they could escape the pact. Shima advised that a stronger, more dangerous ritual was needed to banish the spirit once and for all. The ritual required a rare herb that grew only in a cursed part of the forest, guarded by malevolent spirits. Tana and Ando, determined to save their daughter, embarked on a perilous journey to retrieve the herb. The cursed part of the forest was a place where even the bravest feared to tread. The trees were twisted and gnarled, and the air was thick with an unnatural chill. As they ventured deeper, shadows seemed to follow them, whispering threats and promises of doom. They finally found the herb, but not before confronting the spirits guarding it. Returning with the herb, Shima prepared the ritual. The village gathered around, praying for NGUEMO's deliverance. As the ritual began, the air grew heavy, and dark clouds gathered above. Shima chanted powerful incantations, using the herbs to strengthen the protective spells. NGUEMO screamed as if spirits within her fought back fiercely. The final battle between good and evil ensued. The spirit manifested as a monstrous entity, fighting to retain control over NGUEMO. Shima, with Tana and Ando's help, summoned all their strength to banish the dark force. The ground trembled, and a blinding light enveloped NGUEMO, burning the spirit away. With the spirit finally banished, peace was restored to the village. NGUEMO, now free from dark influence, began to recover. The villagers, having witnessed the battle, finally understood the true horror Tana and Ando had faced. They embraced the family, offering support and forgiveness. NGUEMO grew into a kind and gentle woman, free from the spirit that once possessed her. Tana and Ando were grateful for their daughter's second chance at life. They never forgot the lessons learned and remained vigilant against the dark force that had once threatened their family. Tana and Ando's story became a legend in their village, a tale of desperation, dark magic, and redemption. They taught the younger generations about the danger of seeking power through dark means and the importance of courage and love in overcoming evil. They also taught them how to be patient and wait for God's time. Their legacy lived on, a reminder of the strength of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable horror. Years later, whispers of the shadowy figure watched from their forest returned. NGUEMO, now a guardian of her community, was determined to protect her village from the lingering darkness. She saw the guidance of Shima, who was now frail but still wise, to prepare for the possible return of the dark forces. NGUEMO and the villagers fortified their defenses with ancient protective spells and rituals. They remained ever vigilant, knowing that the battle against darkness was never truly over. The spirit of unity and resilience grew stronger within the village, ensuring that they will always stand together against any threat. Tana and Aunda's journey from despair to hope inspired many. They had faced unimaginable horrors and emerged stronger, their bond unbreakable. Their story was a testament to the power of love, sacrifice,